What's up, everybody? We are here in Tampa, Florida with Jinder Mahal. Today we're going to discuss and look into his life, what it looks like a day in Jinder Mahal's life when he's not wrestling. Welcome to episode number 3. This one is a special one for me. I have a guest who's very talented, someone who doesn't need an introduction, and a WWE superstar. His name is Jinder Mahal. I was fortunate enough to stay 2 days in Tampa, Florida with Jinder Mahal at his house and experience an amazing fitness regimen, his lifestyle, and what a day looks like in a WWE superstar's life when they're not wrestling. What's up, everybody? This is Jinder Mahal from WWE. He's going to walk us through what a day looks like in a WWE superstar's life, especially in his. So, Jinder, walk me through what happens in your day-to-day life when you're not wrestling.
Yeah, so a day at home is pretty much wake up, I hydrate right away, I get some water in me right away, and I like to just go in my back patio and get some sunlight first thing in the morning. I've actually just been doing a lot of research lately about it, getting natural sunlight in your eyes and, soaking some sun, getting some natural vitamin D. It sets up your circadian rhythm. That actually helps you sleep at night is what I'm kind of learning now. So I've implemented those things. And that's what it is. It's a constant evolution. My routine changes depending on information that I receive or through trial and error. I might try something and then like it. I'm constantly drinking water throughout the day. I drink between a gallon and a gallon and a half of water a day, so staying hydrated is super important. And for someone just starting out, you don't have to go to that extreme. Start where you are, and just increase. But get to around a gallon a day is where you should be. So after the sunlight part, maybe about an hour later, I have just a plain black coffee. And then I come and I do 20 minutes cardio. Every morning I have an elliptical inside, or I do it right here on this bike. Then I have breakfast. Usually I have cream of rice and protein powder, or eggs, cream of rice, oatmeal, some fruits, some berries, or even whole wheat toast is no problem. Sometimes if I want some variety, I switch it up. Then I go back in the cold tub, in the hot tub, do some contrast therapy. Then I eat again, let that food digest for about an hour. Then I come train, I do my weightlifting, about an hour, 15 minutes, do some core stuff, do some mobility stuff. And before lifting, I do my warm-up stuff, to get some movement going.
So you would say, like, your main focus, what people think a WWE wrestler or somebody who's at your status, somebody who just works out, lifts heavy weights, and just goes back to work. But it's more than that. Recovery is everything for you.
Yeah, especially my age, my injuries, recovery is super, super important. And I actually heard this phrase, and I really do believe in it. There's no such thing as overtraining, there's only under-recovery. As long as you can recover again, you can train again. But even my split, I kind of follow like a bodybuilder routine. It's a 5-day split. Chest 1 day, legs, back, shoulders, and arms.
Yeah.
So one body part a day, it kind of gives me the week to recover. And not only that, I foam roll every day. I got the cold tub and hot tub. I have a Normatec compression for my legs. Stretching, I follow along an app on my phone called Pliability. It used to be called ROMWAD, now it's Pliability. So I do that, so pretty much stay on top of recovery as best as possible. What I'm doing right now is cold plunging or an ice bath or cryotherapy or any form of cold therapy. I prefer to use the plunge. I have it right here in the backyard. I have the hot tub and I have the cold tub. Right now it's set to 42 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is really good for inflammation management, recovery, because what it does, it brings all the blood to the core. And then when you get out of here, especially if I go back in the warm water, the hot water, it'll send that blood back to my legs, to my back, and if your arms are in here, to your arms. And that blood is oxygenated, and just that increased blood flow helps with recovery. So this is a very, very big part of my recovery. It's not fun to do, but just 3 to 5 minutes, and I do it every day. So I'll start with hot, I'll come in here 3 to 5 minutes, then I'll go back in the hot water, and then I'll do my workout. And I feel really good, helps my joints feel good, my back, my knees, everything, and makes it so that I can have a good workout.
So let's go through your workout for today. How did it start, and what was the main focus on?
Yeah, so today was chest day. I started with my mobility work, obviously, just like any workout. You guys see me do the band pull-aparts, did some other stuff with the foam roller, opening up the lats, opening up the chest. You guys see me on the stick mobility, opening up the lats and chest and shoulders, dumbbell work, rotational work. Pretty much my warm-up is all movement, just staying loose, extending the shoulders, opening up the chest and the lats.
Improving your range of motion?
Improving range of motion, obviously, yeah, that's something that I constantly strive to do, that can never seem to do enough of. We started on cables, just focusing on the pump, full range of motion, getting the stretch and full contraction. Then we moved on to the multi-grip bar. We did some chest press. For that, the tempo was pretty fast, just kind of wanted to generate some force. That was more an athletic movement compared to as like just trying to get a pump. Then we moved on to do some dumbbell work. We started with flies. If you notice, I didn't go super heavy. I believe in strict form, doing the proper exercise, getting the reps done with quality over quantity always. I did a superset into some press. We did some chest press, strict form, full stretch, pump work.
Yeah. What I was really impressed by was the control in each rep you put in. So can you talk more about the reason why you do that?
If I'm gonna do a rep, I want to get the maximum out of it, and controlling on the up, the down, the concentric, the eccentric is super important, because if you just push the weight up and just let it drop, you're only getting 50% of the exercise, right?
Absolutely.
We want to maximize even things like push, hold at the top, slower on the way down. I'm always changing little variables with tempo. For instance, when I did the superset, I did slower on the flies and I did a faster press. Just simple things that you can change up, and it changes the workout. You don't become stagnant, you're constantly improving. We topped it off with the landmine attachment. We hit some upper chest and medial chest, essentially a new exercise that I just learned today I'm gonna be implementing. Good exercise to finish off the chest with. Then we did some core work. We use a functional pattern strap. Got some core
on the cable machine.
Rotation on the cable. And we came to the GHD machine, and we did some core work with the
rotational with the band.
Rotational with the band.
That was amazing, because what I love about that exercise, working the intrinsic core muscle.
Yeah, it works the intrinsic core muscles, exactly. Those core muscles, you can't really hit just doing sit-ups or hanging leg raises. So with something like that, also why I really like that exercise, because you kind of do two at the same time, save time. You're hanging, you're holding yourself, your body weight with your core, and then
constant tension on it.
Constant tension, and you're also working on rotation, range of motion, that spine rotation. So
that is so useful and so smart, because as a wrestler, you've been thrown around in different directions, you fall different ways.
Yeah.
So that's something that helps you with longevity in the ring.
Exactly, because we don't just move in one plane, it's not just up and down and side to side, it's all planes of movement, bending in all different ways. So you can build strength in all those ranges. It really helps prevent injuries, and just keeps you loose, and gives you longevity.
On top of your routine, you are always focusing on the functional patterns. You're making sure you're moving right, you're recovering well, as you mentioned before, and the quality of your lifts.
It's not just strictly bodybuilding, because it would make me kind of immobile and more prone to injury. So I do a lot of functional stuff also. So being a WWE superstar, not only do I have to look good, but I have to be able to perform. So I like to mix in things. I do bodybuilding, For instance, I'll do bench press with bands, some accommodating resistance, just switching things up. Like for shoulders, sometimes I'll do standing cleans, or I'll do a clean and press, working on that overhead mobility. So things that'll give me a good pump and also serve me functionally.
That's awesome. And I know a lot about you, so I'm going to ask you, you believe in research and science, and then you design your own workouts based on that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly on YouTube or reading articles, learning from other people. I ask other people at the gym all the time, or a lot of my friends are in the fitness world, so I kind of keep tabs on what they're doing, something that, something that they recommend. So I constantly stay evolving. Like what I'm doing now isn't what I'm going to be doing in 6 months from now or a year from now.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the resources to learn yourself, you can hire a professional. There's plenty of good trainers and plenty of good sources of information out there. So yeah, that's what I recommend. Just to run through my nutrition, I've watched my diet fairly closely. I usually weigh my food, weigh out my carbohydrates, my proteins and everything. Sometimes I'm working with a coach, sometimes I just do it myself. My main staples are, right at the moment, bison. Rice is my carbohydrate. I eat a lot of Brussels sprouts or spinach for greens. And then I also just get meal prep meals. I go to Nutrition Solutions, but if you can meal prep yourself, that's great, or any other meal prep company. Just do it for convenience, just so I have more time to focus on myself, focus on my training, my recovery, errands, whatever, life, things like that. So I keep it pretty basic. For breakfast, I eat cream of rice every day, eggs, or if I'm lazy, I just use protein powder. I put it right in the cream of rice. I usually have cream of rice and protein powder or eggs twice a day. Breakfast, and then post-workout, cream of rice, excellent carbohydrate source, pre-workout, post-workout, and then the rest of the day, rice, sweet potatoes, bison, and then just my meal prep meals. That's pretty much it. Just keep it basic, keep it simple. Most of all, consistency. Stay consistent.
So Jinder, we all know, eating healthy is good for you. Will get in better shape or lose weight or maintain your muscle or build more muscle. In your case, since you're traveling so much and often, how do you space the meals, and what's your routine looks like when it comes to how many meals and what's the gap between those?
Yeah, so me, I eat 6 times a day, about 2.5 hours between each meal. Why I do that is just so at one time I don't eat too much food. It's better for your metabolism to eat smaller, more frequent meals rather than twice a day or once a day, in my opinion, according to your goals. But for what my goals are, to stay lean, gain muscle, stay athletic, stay optimized, I find it best for myself. 6 meals, balanced, protein, good source of carbohydrates. We got some veggies. We got some fats in the bison. A couple times a week I eat salmon. So
So you keep a good ratio between protein?
Yeah, protein, carbs, yeah. I'm actually generally on the lower side of fats, and I like to, especially on training days, like leg day, back day, I up the carbs, even as high as 300-400 grams of carbohydrates a day. I can still stay lean just because I keep my metabolism running. I'm constantly feeding it. Problem is when you starve yourself and then you eat a big meal, your body does not know what's going on, so it thinks it's getting starved, and okay, I got this surplus of food, I'm gonna hold on to it. But if you train your body to know that it's gonna get fed regularly every 2 or 3 hours, it just keeps the metabolism burning.
That's great information. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching this episode, and I truly appreciate your support. For more great content, please like and subscribe to my channel.